watch you while you sleep, holding you, lost inside every breath you breathe. I don't wanna live a day without you, I just wanna be the one that makes you happy.
You seem kind of down to me, and I think I know why, because I kind of feel that way too, still, even now, because, a lifetime's worth of being told something is really hard to shake. You think you're broken, don't you? Yeah, you think you need to be fixed. You think you need to be saved. There's certain religions that exploit that feeling. They exploit that. When they're trying to save you, the first thing they do is they ask you, have you ever lied? Have you ever stolen something? Because they want to point out to you how broken you are, just in case you didn't realize it already. And that they have the magic ticket to save you. The magic answer that'll make you saved. They exploit the feeling that you have inside that you're not good enough. They exploit that. Some of us have that feeling because we've been told it our whole lives. Others of us have that feeling because we had to keep up with maybe an older brother or sister who just always seemed to shine when we couldn't, and always seemed to get the praise and the attention when we couldn't. And even when we went to school and, people would mention, oh, you're so-and-so's sister, or you're so-and-so's brother. It's like you had to live in their shadow. So for that reason, you just felt inferior, or like you just couldn't quite be good enough, The funny thing is, we spend our whole lives walking around thinking that we're broken, thinking that there's something wrong, thinking that if we only could just be this, we'd be better. If we could just fix this, we'd be just right. Oh, if only I didn't have this mole on my nose, or if, I could just lose a couple thousand pounds. Actually, it's not the way it is, but even when I was my weight, which wasn't actually that long ago, I still didn't like myself. I still figured my thighs were too fat. I suspect it's genetics. I suspect that no matter how much weight I lost, I'd have to really lose, I'd have to be underweight to have skinny thighs. I always wanted them, but I just don't get to have them. So you figure out some reason that you're broken, or some reason why you're not good enough, and you feel like, oh, if I just do this or that or whatever, I'll reach that special goal, that goal where other people that I see are already at, and I just want to be there too. All I have to do, if I could just do this, or if I could just do that, if I could just be smart enough, or if I could just get, the degree that so-and-so has, or whatever, or the car so-and-so has. Although I read recently that cars aren't the big thing, the big status symbol like they were when I was a kid. I'm here to tell you that you're not broken. You're really not. There's absolutely no rule book anywhere that says you have to be a certain way. No rule book that's true. There's no rule book out there that isn't full of bullshit. Show me your rule book, I'll tell you. It is full of bullshit. It's wrong. It's made up by people who their number one priority was to control you, to get you to think a certain way, to get you to think that you need them and pay them money and follow them and listen to what they have to say. They wanted and still do want to control you. They want you to think that you need to be saved somehow. You don't. You don't need to be saved. Do you remember when you were a kid? Even though the day lasted forever back then, it still wasn't long enough. You would cry and scream and throw a fit when you had to go to the store with mom and dad, right? Because while they're doing their thing, you're sitting there on a chair somewhere, bored to tears, thinking about all the incredible things you could be doing right now, but you can't be because you're sitting in a fucking store doing nothing, doing boring stuff. Not even doing that. You're waiting for them to do boring stuff. Because you treasured every single moment of your life. You ate it up. You devoured it. You had such wonder of the world around you. And thoughts about, wow, what people think of you were the last thing on your mind. You could care less. You just wanted to play. You wanted to have fun. You wanted to make every single moment count, right? What happened to that? Along the way, they made you think you were broken. They made you think, I don't know who the they is. Maybe it's your religion, or maybe it's the kids in the neighborhood, or maybe it's your parents. But they made you think that, there was something wrong with you, that you needed to do something to please somebody, to be accepted more, to be loved more. You just needed to do this or this or this to fit in. And suddenly it wasn't so much about enjoying and savoring and eating up every second of your life. It wasn't about that anymore. It was about looking in the mirror and trying to figure yourself out and try to fix yourself, try to make yourself skinnier or prettier or stronger or tougher or whatever. Whatever it was that they told you or they made you feel like you had to have to be the right thing for them, for the world. Religion exploits that. Religion does. This whole notion that we need to be saved. Here's a big news flash. It's bullshit. Saved from what? Really? Saved from what? They don't prove in the smallest way that heaven exists, or hell exists, or that an afterlife exists, or that Adam and Eve exist, or that Jesus ever existed, or that there was ever a crucifixion, or that there was ever a resurrection. Nothing do they prove, or even try to prove, in the Bible. They say, this is a true book. And the only thing that they have to support that, excuse me, is the fact that it says it's true. That's it. The book says it's true, so it's true, right? Does that make any sense? No evidence, no historical evidence, no archaeological evidence. I just woke up, so bear with me. Nothing. Yet they wave this thing in the air, and they use it to make other people, to put down you, to put down other people, to tell them they're abominations, and to tell you that you're broken, and that you need them. You need their little fix, their little magic fix. You need to jump through these hoops. You're broken until you pay them for their wisdom. You go to their church. You support their church. You give them money. You spread the word. You get other people to go to their church to give them money. And then what does it do to you? You start looking down at other people who you didn't think were broken before. You never even saw them as broken before. You just saw them as people, right? People that you could see the good in those people, and ignore the bad things that you didn't like. All of a sudden you're looking at people differently, and you're looking at people like, well, what do you believe in? And if they don't have the right answer, then you judge, don't you? You judge. You have these two boxes, and you put the good people over here and the bad people over there. Or you try to save them and get them to look at themselves like they're broken. Maybe they didn't, but now they do, because you tried so hard to convince them that there was something wrong with them. So great, now you have somebody else walking around worrying that there's something wrong with them, and looking in the mirror and trying to figure themselves out, and trying to feel good again about themselves now that you've made them feel broken, thinking that they need to be saved, doubting themselves. Imagine suddenly being told that you were born corrupt, you were born deserving to be tortured forever. What a lovely message. Why you can call that good news is beyond me. I don't call that good news. I call that abusive. I call that hurtful. I call that as hurtful as going up to somebody and calling them ugly or stupid or fat. Making them think they need something to be better. Making them think that they have to fight tooth and nail to be accepted again when they thought they were. When they thought they were good enough, and now suddenly they're broken and they need to be saved. I hate religion. I hate religion because to me it's the same thing as the playground bully that walks around telling little kids, that are enjoying their life, that are drinking up life, that are devouring every single moment of their lives. You're ugly. You're a loser. You're fat. You're a wimp. You're whatever. And suddenly those little kids aren't thinking about their lives anymore. They're looking around at other kids and they're starting to compare. Why does so-and-so have this many friends and I don't? What's wrong with me? Looking in the mirror, wondering what's wrong with me? What can I do to fix myself? How do I make myself better? Christianity is the same as the schoolyard bully that puts these ideas in people's heads that there's something wrong with them and they need the fix and only they have the fix. And you have to go to them for it. You have to do what they say and follow the rules in this book. Even if those rules say to kick your child out because they're gay or to hate somebody because they're not a Christian. Anyway, so my piece of good news for you is it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You are not broken and you never were. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Okay, so you're fat. Okay, so you're not gorgeous. Okay, so what? The world keeps turning. People keep getting born and people keep dying. Everybody, doesn't matter what the world says, that you are supposed to be. There's only one you. And I know that's a cliche. I know it's overused. But it's true. There's only one you. And only you have the power to make those days that you get to have wonderful. Can you remember when you made every single moment count? When you hated it, when those moments were taken away and you couldn't enjoy those moments the way you wanted to? You can be that way again. You just need to stop caring what these people think, what the world is telling you, and say, fuck that. This is me, and I'm wonderful, and I'm not broken, and I don't need saving. I'm great. I was born great. I was born exactly the way I was supposed to be. And nothing can change that if I don't let it. And it's true. You have the absolute power, what you accept, what message you accept into your head and cling to. You have the power to accept it or laugh at it and let it go. That's bullshit. I don't need to be saved. I never did anything wrong. Nothing that deserves to be tortured forever. Nothing. And Christianity is trying, at least the Catholic Church now, is trying to say, oh, that's not real. Hell is not real. Because they're losing people. They're losing every day. Because more and more people are waking up to what a bunch of bullshit it is. Now they're trying the warm and fuzzy God. Oh, God doesn't punish. God is a loving God, and he would never do that. Well, you know what? The Bible is supposedly what the religion is founded on, and that's not the God that is in the Bible. That's not the God that they're trying to convince you. It's like trying to take a piece of liver and disguise it as a piece of steak. That's exactly what Christianity does when when the threats of hell don't work. And trying to convince you that you're broken and need saving doesn't work. Then they try to make the liver look like steak. And it's just dishonest. It's dishonest. And it's just more attempts to take away from you what you deserve, which is your life and your happiness and your self-esteem. Seize the day. You rock. Just exactly the way you are. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how fat you are, or how skinny you are, or how you talk, or how you walk, or whatever. You are awesome. You rock. Seriously. Nobody else can do it like you. Nobody else can think it like you or say it like you. So fuck. Be you. Don't wait till you're 50 some years old to figure it out. Do it now. Just stop giving a rat's ass. Stop looking in the mirror so much. Get over yourself and just get out there. Life is short and there's so much, there's only so much you can do with it. So go do it. And don't let anybody drag you someplace you don't want to be and bore you to tears or waste your life. So that's my motivational message for the morning. And I haven't even brewed my coffee yet. I had this thought in my head this morning that I wanted to do a message for people who are struggling with some of the stuff that I have had to struggle with. And that's what I want to do first thing in the morning. So that's what I've just done. If you've been watching, thank you. Make it a good day. Bye.